Oh, that looks so much better. All right. All right. Well, apologize for that, folks. We were having some technical difficulties, but alas, here we are in game 2. Grace College up 5-2 in this best of 5 series, as TJ will go ahead and get the last goal so far. I apologize for the situation, but alas, here we are going into game number 3 with Grace being up 2-0 on the series. So with that in mind, of course, Dark able to go ahead and get the hat trick this game, and TJ getting the hat trick, his first of the semester, already able to go ahead and get that one in. And for those of you who missed action from the first game, Ultimate on the side of the Lancers, able to go ahead and get hat tricks galore. So it's basically a lid shop just ready and open. Lots of hats being passed out in this game as well. So a little bit of a recap of both of these teams. UNI fall semester coming off of a 3-4 regular season, losing in the Constellation Finals against UC Bearcats Pink. And Grace College, originally on ranked 3 East, able to go ahead up rank into ranked 2 Central. They went 6-1 on the regular season, and then completely swept in dominating fashion in the playoffs of ranked 3. Of course, beating a also fellow Central 2 ranked individual, University of Fraser Valley, 4-0 in that best of 7 final. And here we go. Off the initial kick-off, Bikes will go ahead and try, but he gets demoed, and Ultimate back where he started, able to go ahead and draw first like he did in game 1. And it is 1-0 for the Lancers. Initial kickoff for Ultimate's clean. TJ going to be the third man back, able to go ahead and try and secure this. Yayo, right-hand side, no can do as TJ able to go ahead and get the save. Dark trying to get something going mid-pitch. However, and with the plan, the transfer, the graduate student, a fresh face in the fresh semester. Able to go ahead and see what he can do on this team. Of course, TJ was kind of talking him up, hyping him up, saying that he was probably better than him. And we'll have to see how that's going to play out this semester. 1 minute done and away, and so far the Lancers are up 1-0 in this best of 5 win condition game currently for the Lancers and the Panthers. And with the plan, tries to get to 50. TJ has to work it back out and around. He doesn't have a whole lot of boost. That one's going to be bumped down by Ultimate, and a missed pass and goal opportunity for the Lancers. UNI will go ahead, take it across the timeline. However, that's going to be intercepted by Darkin. He'll take it across into Panthers territory. Pitches it out, right side. Nice little floater, center of the pitch. Yayo able to go ahead, 2-0 for the Lancers. Just a nice little floater man with the plan. Of course, our typical third man back in this normal scenario is Bikes, of course, with Jase unable to join this particular game. Man with the plan able to go ahead and step in, and that's changing roles quite a bit. Of course, the Panthers typically have Bikes as that third man back, and TJ's usually your kind of assister, the score leader, as this waterfall is just beautiful off the backboard as Ultimate will go ahead and score his second in game 3. And of course, Grace College is going to be a strong contender again, even for this semester, let alone in the fall semester. With 3 minutes left to play, the Lancers up 3-0 as Yayo, center of the pitch, tried to pinch it in, however, a bit too strong. And UNI still trying to find answers on offense. Of course, a little bit of rust can cause problems. As Bikes will go ahead, try to work it. Pass over to TJ. No can do. Follow up from Man with the Plan is not there as Ultimate will get the clear. However, safety blanket's there. Shot is good for TJ. And the senior back where it started again. The offensive powerhouse. Able to go ahead and try and maintain some pressure here with 2:31 left to play. Only down by a pair. Of course, we've seen that a lot too with Jase and initial kickoff goal for the Lancers. Yayo just initially clean kind of kickoff steal, and Man with the Plan was just not ready for it. Both UNI defenders unable to answer from that quick answer as the Panthers are now at a 3-goal deficit. Kickoff's going to be clean. Yayo, flip reset, tries to take it. Right side of the pitch. Bikes able to go ahead and defend. And Man with the Plan will clear it. Pass over to Bikes. Slightly bumped out of the way by Dark. Yayo will get the clear. Nice pass game that this Lancers squad is able to perform. As Dark defers to Ultimate. Double back is golden for Yayo. And 5-1 for the Lancers is so far your score for 1:52 left to play in game 3. Of course, the Panthers trying to, again, go back into gelling and try to see what they can do on offense. Of course, with Man with the Plan being kind of the new player, it's hard to get used to some of the kind of thoughts and plays and, you know, some distancing that you really have to think about, or what really good teams don't need to think too much about, as, you know, you want to be properly spaced, you want to be calling out things very, very difficult sometimes to try and, you know, just gel and communicate and pass the ball. Sometimes it's tough, sometimes it's a slow roll. Of course, these UNI Panthers historically have been a slow building team. Usually they start off the first game a little bit sheepish, and then they continue to move on to, you know, more cohesion and better. But with this, a deep shot for Yayo, I believe that puts him in another hat trick, and it looks pretty dominating with 56 seconds left to go for Grace College, and they could be the team to beat this semester in Central 2. Yayo able to go ahead and get that one defended. Ultimate, so that opportunity has to defer. Contested ball over for the side of the Panthers. However, Dark will steal it away, pitch it out into a corner. Passes over to Yayo, and just a really good kind of rotation between these teams. It seems like Grace is just always ready with their next man up, and it's been very fluid with how consistent they have been so far. Just this game, it feels like they haven't missed a beat, even though they've kind of missed a couple opportunities here and there. However, they've got the demolition that they needed. They never felt overly pressured into this kind of offense, as Yayo able to go ahead and get the final dagger. A little salt in the wound, if you will, with 7-1 being your game 3 eventual score. Of course, that's going to be a clean sweep for the Grace College Lancers for this week 1 spring semester. Of course, you and I going to have to go back to the drawing board. However, a lot to look forward to this semester. Of course, we got the new face of Man with the Plan, the transfer graduate student. Really looking forward to what he has in his back pocket. Of course, the victory lap for TJ, the senior, trying to see what he can do. And of course, the Ever Steady Bikes, how he can go ahead and complement the squad as well. Next week, UNI is going to be playing against the University of Fraser Valley. So, going to be exciting to see how that matchup will fall, as Fraser Valley was the runner-up last semester in that finals matchup in ranked 3. So with that in mind, if you want to go ahead and follow Panther Esports, do !point socials. That'll take you to our social media where you can follow along with game times. You can connect to our Discord, and you can go ahead and chat with the players and other members of this wonderful community, or you can get access to our YouTube VODs where you can go ahead and watch your favorite moments. Also, do !point merch. That'll take you to our Guardian Pro Line store where we have t-shirts, hoodies, and fully customizable jerseys with Valentine's Day just around the corner. Why don't you get something for the gamer in your life and get some UNI Panther merch today? That will do it for us here on this breezy Tuesday night. Apologize again for the technical issues that we had going on into this, but looking forward to see what this UNI team can do moving forward in this semester. UNI falls 3-0 against Grace College Lancers. For Igneous, my name is Hunter. Thank you for joining us on your Tuesday night. And like always, go Cats.